Hi, this is Jay Smith. Do you like poetry? Well, you have come to the right place. I've written poems on everything from human evolution to history to running, for sailing, and some stories as well, even in Spanish. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this. And hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, see you later. This poem is called The Black Hole. It's about a black hole in the universe and the consequences that occur when it basically explodes from a supernova star and what might happen. It takes into account some of the things you might not consider. So I hope you enjoy it. This poem is called The Black Hole. Within the spiral arms of a galaxy far away, a huge monster was going its way. It was a star some 20-fold larger than our sun, with at least 30 planets more than one. It shone brightly, lighting up its local space in which these spheres did race. Around and around its planets sped, with them hundreds of moons they led. Some planets were like Venus and hot as hell, others were in the grips of an icy spell. Great planets were huge, gaseous and bloated. Others were rocky, where fluffy clouds floated. We would be amiss if moons we did not mention held tight by planetary gravity and tension. Certain of these moons were as big as our Earth. They were of considerable variety and girth. These had molten surfaces as hot as lead, with lovely colors including brown, yellow, and red. Ocean moons existed too, their frozen, airless surfaces glaciers of blue. Too, there were features we have never seen from Earth, like giant moons carrying more moons around their girth. You can only visualize this space by letting your imagination run wild. You must think like a child. Can you imagine two planets temporarily orbiting each other? One is the sister and the other is the brother. Asteroids, too, are wandering and evolving. Their orbits keep them constantly revolving. Some of them are unstable and wobble a bit. Surely planets they will eventually hit. Occasionally spectacular collisions arise, knocking whole planets through the skies. But nothing is more spectacular than when a planet approaches the monster and then it's swallowed whole, including its retinue, broadcasting fire and hell like no other event can do. But they say this heavy star was running on fumes, they say, using more of its hydrogen and helium every day. Carbon, oxygen, and silicon it did make, but after this, only iron was at stake. The battle between outward nuclear pressure and gravity was at play, which would win at the end of the day. Pressure and heat are certainly strong, but if you think they would eventually win, you'd be wrong. Though gravity is weak, it has the upper hand because of all the mass it can stand. The star had no choice. It began to collapse. There was no chance of a relapse. True, it ejected much mass into space, but a singularity was the end of its race. Planets and moons were tossed and destroyed, thrown into an unforgiving void. The monster sped down its slippery slope. The poor planets and moons had no hope. It swallowed all the matter in its path, full of a terrible wrath. It went supernova in a flash, producing gold, platinum, and heavy metals in a mash. Then, in a split second, the core disappeared. Behind its event horizon, it reared. The whole was spinning faster and faster, angular momentum its caster. Leftover debris whirled around the hole, producing X-rays and light to behold. Two relativistic jets of matter did ensue. One is possibly coming for me and you. These sped through space for years in the millions, sometimes reaching billions. Finally, they touched our Milky Way with wrath, impacting a telescope orbiting right in their path. When the data were reduced, digital pictures of the event were produced. Astronomers could see the main supernova event and destruction unfold, but of the unfortunate planets and moons they were not told. So when you think of a black hole as a celestial tomb, don't forget that planets, moons, asteroids, and maybe life and civilizations also meet their doom.